Somebody is better than you. Get information before you go into the field. Because if you go into the field and you don't ask questions, you don't get all those things you're supposed to get. You get there, you will drop. The masses will drop you. You won't go anywhere. Determination is success. Whatever you want to do in life, get focused. Try and know more about it before you start your own. No, try and ask questions. If somebody is better than you, get information before you go into the field. Because if you go into the field and you don't ask questions, you don't get all those things you're supposed to get. You get there, you will drop. Masses will drop you. You won't go anywhere. Determination is success. Whatever you want to do in life, get focused. Try and know more about it before you start your own. No, try and ask questions. If somebody is better than you, get information before you go into the field. Because if you go into the field and you don't ask questions, you don't get all those things you're supposed to get. You get there, you will drop. Masses will drop you. You won't go anywhere. Determination is success. Whatever you want to do in life, get focused. Try and know more about it before you start. No, try and ask questions. Somebody is better than you. Get information before you go into the field. But if you go into the field and you don't ask questions, you don't get all those things you're supposed to get. You get there, you will drop. Masses will drop you. You won't go anywhere.
And I'm telling you, determination is success. Whatever thing you want to do in life, you gotta get focused. Get focused because if you don't get focused, it are customers and when you go into the field, then you are accustomed to people that is greater than you. Trust me, you're gonna drop and the massive gonna drop you, right? So exactly 16 minutes down five and that's the time check on the clock. There's another time, another day. I would like to welcome you again to the Traffic Plus, I mean the TP that comes to you from Monday to Thursday, where we talk about issues confronting the traffic, motorcyclist, taxi driver, a police officer. All right, and we cut across talk about entertainment and issue also confronting our youth. All right, so this is a platform created just for everyone. So another day, we want to say again, welcome to the TP, the 27 days in the month of February and the year constant 2025. My name is Elijah Bzeze. I better say the DJ and Rotten and the food that you're the making is. And let me say welcome, King Ish. What's up?
Yeah, thank you, Raten, Elas, the DJ and Raten. Thank you, Elijah. Good to be back, like you said. You have already laid the basis, on what's the so-called purpose of this show, the TP, the traffic plots, where we dive in deep and deeper when it comes to the traffic, the good and bad, the challenges, the obstacles, who has those involved when it comes to the maintenance or to maintain the traffic. What's the way forward, right? So good again to be back on another Thursday.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Yeah,
another Thursday. We here again to tell you about the happenings. What happening
yeah,
in traffic right now? These few days we've been experiencing so many things when it comes to the traffic. Like when it comes to the issue, like the police officer and the motorcyclist, the police officer and the AFL. These are things we've been experiencing these few days. I don't know, but these are things we need to talk about.
it's
These are
very
things that are
important.
very, very concerning,
Very
and the
concerning.
public need to know about.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to talk about these issues, right? Because you have the police officer are talking about the issues of going to term. These are things that they've been raising. They have given the government of Liberia and the police officer or the Liberian National Police or ultimatum time to resume or to make them to go to term or and to release their police they arrested. Talking about 1,000, they say, according to the chairman of the motorcycle and the tricycle riders of Liberia. He said a police officer arrested about 1,000 motorcyclists, and they need to release them. And they get the LMP like few days ultimatum. And just before that, we saw uh, AFL personnel beating few police officers. So it means so many things concerning right now when it comes to the police officer. Are they doing a job? Are they influencing other things that they are not to do so? What's happening right now? These are things actually concerning, and the public actually need to know what's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, King H.
Yeah, Ratten, you just said it all. Over the time, it has been the issues centered around the motorcyclist and that of the police. The police said that if even you having all of your full gears, your helmet, you having a driver lesson, all of the documents, right? You are not still permitted to go to town. So it has been a rigmarole road, the cyclists and that of the police officers over the time. But just lately on yesterday, and then we saw the clash between the Liberia National Police and that of the armed forces of Liberia, the men and women in arms.
Yeah,
Yes, someone said the police there to defend or to protect life and property. But now, if you look at the circle within the security sector, they are going against each other. So maybe somebody want to show who's the big brother, who's the small brother. I think, like I said on yesterday on the closing argument, uh, for Labrador to move forward, where it rests upon us as citizens, we have to work in unity. But such act should be condemned. Firstly, that's not a way forward. But then we have another video up where over the time the police went to or faced a fight with one of the men in the arm in the AFL, were
okay,
beating the guy. And then you
okay,
could hear the citizen in the back.
okay,
You know who you're beating on there? That mean I'm a male.
okay.
That mean AFL male.
They don't know,
They
or
don't
they
know.
probably did know, but they want to show selling
Yes.
supremacy.
I personally got a problem with the police. When it comes to issue, I always say, do not be in anger and make decisions. If you do that at times, it will go against you as an individual. It will definitely go against you. If you understand what happened over the time, it happens with the
Okay.
BBC reporter there at SKD.
Yeah,
And
most
then you can
guys
see
will, right?
Mr. Gazeu. The police was dragging, and then the crowd started to say, we are dragging there. Your brother know we are dragging. So at times you give a listening ear to what the ordinary people is saying. Afterward, you can make a decision.
Okay.
When you get the police making a decision, what want to please them at the moment.
They want to show supremacy.
Everybody
I
wants to
think
show who has that bigger
supremacy.
power.
Yeah, bigger power.
Yeah, who has that power. So if you watch that video, they were dragging the guy. What brought the whole fight? They were dragging the guy. And the crowd started to say, but we are dragging there. That means I'm a male. But they care less.
They don't care about
They care less.
either.
And someone told me today, the reason for which the people within the armed forces of Liberia, they always in the barrier. The key reason they go there for is only how to kill. That mean I go learn how to do this.
The
How to
constitution
break boom.
and the law. They are
Yeah.
only there for two things: the constitution and the law. In
So
the
you see that?
barrack.
So that all that learning. So now they say when you test one, you test all. See what happened yesterday. Very, very saddening for our country in Liberia. Who got nothing to think about? Just few months back, we were talking about the capital building issue, lawmaker fighting among themselves, and then we'll see how
And
best
it's
to
still
resolve some of
threatening.
these things.
And it's
So,
still threatening.
They are still fighting. We got another case, the other investigation, Then we got the police and the army coming together fighting. So after that, what happened is that the army too, I don't care how you do it, you go down, you go up, you come down. The police take come to revenge.
One of the things we need to know, and people, probably the police officer don't know, because most of the police officers here around right now, are those guys who are actually doing a manner way to doing the political rally.
Yes.
The political rally, you find them they were doing a manner way do after their party wins, and they bring them to They want to give them job now. They
Yeah.
want to give them job. So they say, oh, this is your position. They get a job. Say, oh, you're gonna be part of the police. You're gonna be part of this and that. And they put them in positions. Probably they don't know the ethics
Yes.
for that position they're in. So when they go there, they want to do the party will.
Yes.
They don't care about what they did. They don't care about the ethics and what you need to do. No, they only want to do the party wills. And most of the guys you see right now around, most of the police right now you're gonna find around here, they are reckless. And they say
Very.
this is for free.
Elijah,
Very reckless.
you have just nailed it again. When it comes to that, I think the majority of them, they were not sent to the police academy.
No,
They call them police aid.
they don't have that
When you
training.
go to various checkpoints at night, you will see them there. They are not even dressed up, no ID card, nothing to identify themselves. But at the end, so many back stop, they start to run to the back. When you ask them to identify themselves, and then they try to pull your anger
So in this case,
because they know one big man in the police. And
Yeah.
they start to do that.
and
So
that's what I'm
that
saying.
you are allowed to you are allowed someone to keep grudge against you, which of course you are not real or bona fide person of the police. So see what happens. That was very bad.
This country,
Yeah.
Liberia, this country is something that we need to take serious.
Very
Because
serious.
Liberia is turning to different things, all right? It's turning to different things seriously. The country tend to become a regime country. When
Yeah.
my government got the power, I put people in government. I
They
feel
want to
like
make the country
they,
like a
I feel
circle.
like it can work within my interest.
Yes.
And this
When
should
you
not be
leave the
that kind of
circle,
issues.
I come within the circle.
No,
That
this
was
country
very-
should work in the interest of
Yeah.
Liberian peoples. This the country would need. This country should work in the interest of Liberian. It's not because CDC kind of power. I mean, work in the government or CDC in the interest of citizens. No, United Party kind of power. The work in the interest of United Party. Not the kind of country we need to see right now. We need to see country that are going to be actually supporting the Liberians. All right. Country that are going to support the citizens because there's a reason we put you there to see reasons. You know what? Youth unemployed in this country. How many youth unemployed in the country? You know how many civil servant they in sector they cannot get a pay. They've been there for a while. Representative just doing that one thing, misbehaving in the country. What's the essence? What's the essence of citizen going staying in the rain and sun voting you guys while you are not seeing nothing necessary.
And you're not doing the
You're not
necessary
doing
thing.
the necessary thing.
One thing that came to my mind this morning is that let's imagine or in retrospect, let's think if the guys that started the whole thing, president bidding when it comes to Liberia, people like JJ Rabbit, if they
Okay.
could be alive, seeing the Liberia, they think of going forward with the age. If they could be alive to see what it started, and then it is not on the red path. Then look at people that Samarkand, the whole high rank, even though they went, they have their part of the story, they did something bad, but if they could be alive to see the army, how far is the army going? How
Yeah.
could they think of that burial?
You know,
You have to understand some of these things. But we are hoping
actually
the
frustrating.
president, he's the
Yeah.
CRC, so we are waiting to see
You
what's
know,
staying.
before these things happen,
Yeah.
the army coming out, the army is the last person that always this action in the
Sure.
country. They are the last people or person that they action in the country, all right? So if you see the army coming out, you should know that there are serious concern that is raising.
Yeah.
There are certain things that's not in place and need to be in place.
It made the police can
When you
handle
see
it.
when you see the army coming out, they don't just come out because of ordinary reasons. No, when you see army coming out, when you see army personnel coming out, it means that certain things need to be in place and it's not in place. All
Yeah.
right. So now let the question go back to Greco Como. I mean the IG inspector for
Yeah.
Liberia. Greco Como, you're not doing well for this country. You're not doing well for this country. Let's be real. You're not doing well for the country because you should tell your guys these are things you need to do. I don't know what you calling a guy for workshop. You need to put this guy on track. I don't know why to go to the police academy to learn some of these things. Very common. You need to talk about that. You need to look at it. It's not about just fluttering all around, as an RG.
Taking TikTok videos.
It's not about being influencer on TikTok.
Yeah.
You want to be TikTok influencer, you go
Running
TikTok.
the
Then
whole
leave a
country
job, leave
on
a brand job.
Facebook.
You don't need to be influencer on TikTok, all right? They appointed you
You're not an entertainer.
to do certain job for the country. So if you want to be influencer on TikTok, now forget about the Liberian people job and go do your TikTok things.
But I think larger, the best way forward is to find a common ground that the both parties will come together and know who is who.
And the biggest thing that's coming out
Yeah.
right now, the motorcyclists. You know, motorcyclists are over 50,000 people in this country. You know how many motorcyclists we have in the country? And then
Because no job, so your friend is
no
cycling
job.
very, very
Everybody
plenty.
going to that motorbike things and riding
Very
motorbike around
risky.
the country. So if they said it coming out, how many police officers have in the country that are going to resist the motorcyclists? How many police officers we have here? How many police officers? So these are things we should come to a common ground to make
Yeah.
sure that we should find reasons. We should find reasons to settle these things. All right. This government does not come to power to destabilize the peace. All right. This peace we've been maintaining for the past years now, although we are not actually enjoying a 100% peace because the corruption issue is too much on the table. It's not peace. Actually, people are not employed. We have like 80% youth not employed in this country. There's not a peace. So we don't want to discuss that. But I think you guys should find reasons where the peace gonna be stabilized. We don't want to see a motorcycle coming out, say the protesting, a massive protest coming out. There's no protest gonna come out. Gonna be a peaceful protest. Gonna see police officer up there throwing tear gas and all that stuff and things. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it at that. We have our team from the Echo Ultimate Initiative Institute here. They're gonna be talking to us on the COPS
Yeah.
2029.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
that's the Echo Climax
Okay, sorry.
initiative. We got Philip D. Mar, Faya, Kamada, and other Peace Kane. They are our guest here on the program, the Traffic Plots. We're going to be talking a few issues as centered around Echo Climate Initiative on the traffic block. So we'll take a very short break.
Yeah,
Very short. So
and
we'll
be
come
right
back.
back.
Yeah,
And be right
return
back.
to the team there.
All right, folks, I've got to break down this instrumental and see how best we can transition to two and have the team there from Eco Climate Initiative. They're going to be talking to us about this issue. So, right, so let's see. Let's do a roundtable introduction right now. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Yeah. Okay, so we can start with the guy on the
The
far
far
left.
left.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Coordinator, and I work for Eco Climate Initiative.
Fire D.
Fire BE Commander.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's move to the next person.
Okay, thank you for having me again. My name is Philip D. Mayer, and I also work for Eco Climate Initiative
Okay.
as an administrator. And what we do at Eco Climate Initiative is that it's a non-for-profit organization that involves environmental sustainability, climate change education, and research as well.
Okay.
So we run a series of programs at Eco Climate Initiative, and over the years we have made significant impacts.
Okay. Philip, we'll get to that.
Let's move to the next person.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Peace M. Kanken, and I work for the Liberian Youth for Climate Actions.
About you for climate actions.
Okay. So let's go back to the administrator. One of the administrators, Philip the Ma, gave her a brief intake when it comes to the Eco Climate Initiative.
Okay, thank you again, Henry. So Eco Climate Initiative have been around for over 2 years now. It's an environmental organization that focus on climate education, which is climate literacy, and environmental sustainability along with scientific research as well. So some of our programs we run Eco Climate Initiative is the Eco Interface, Eco Equity, and National Environmental Literacy Training Program as well. Over the year December, we had this partnership with EU, where we were able to induct over 40 young Liberians into the environmental space for environmental stewardship leadership as well. And today we are here because of one of our partner we have been supporting over the years through climate justice, climate advocates, as well as agro business, which is Action A.
Ah.
And I say big thank you to Action A for that support.
Okay.
That's why we're in the studio today. So that's why
Okay.
we are.
Action.
You want to do any addiction?
Yeah. Yeah, next person. Yeah, you want to do additions?
Fire.
Oh, about the organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire.
So basically, speaking from my point of view as a communications person, we are involved with climate literacy and advocacy, and we do policy-based advocacy because we take our plights to the people in position, especially the people at EPA and FDA. They all help to keep us up. And Eco Climate Initiative is involved with several other things outside the environmental space. We involve with climate change as a global issue, and we try to find mitigation measures. We try to encourage the students or people, our local community dwellers, to get the right knowledge on how to sustain themselves. So in time to come, our next generation will be safe from climate change and climate issue. So
Okay. Our next generation gonna be safe from climate change and climate issues. So just before we dive into the discussion, so we want to talk about. I just want you guys talk about this your own organizations. I mean, the Eco Climate Initiative. When it started, why it started.
Okay, thank you for that beautiful question again. And Eco Climate Initiative was funded in 2022, started operation in
Okay.
2022, but it started way back. This dream was bearing by one of our colleagues who is now in studio today with us, Shiriki P. Kamara.
Okay.
Yes, he saw the need to plug the issues of climate change and other environmental sustainability as well. Because where he from, there are a lot of issues when it comes to climate change and environmental sustainability. And the issue of climate change is a global issue today, and it doesn't matter your background, your religion. We got to put the issue to the table that everybody can be represented on equal levels.
Yeah, everybody gonna be represented at an equal level. So now let's talk about this issue when it comes to COPs 2029. So what is COP 2029? People would like to know. People either listening to us would like to know exactly when you talk about COPs 2029.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, the COPs 2029. When we say COP, we talk about the Conference of the Parties, COP, and 2029 signifies the 29th section of the parties, which was held in Azerbaijan, Baku. And this where parties or countries that are signatories to the treaty that supports climate action can meet every year, meaning on an annual basis, to go and discuss or have negotiations for things that are relevant to mitigation and adaptation in climate action. So COP 2029 is that particular conference that was held for specifically to finance, climate actions and to take legal and, sustainable actions in climate change.
Are we expecting a conference coming soon?
In Africa,
Yeah.
We can tell because they will always designate a place based on, the UNFCCC, which is the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. they will designate a place based on their own thought, or maybe because in Baku they felt that they wanted to use Baku, they felt to use they decided to use there because they are one of the, you know, countries that highly emit. They emit, you know, carbon dioxide so much, so they decide to use them. So they say, for instance, I want to tell me this way. They say, give the thief something to keep, and you know he will keep it properly. When you ask him for it tomorrow, he will bring it forward.
You gotta say that again in a common word. So maybe the
Okay,
older listening by the radio.
let me just buttress some of the things you say
Yeah.
to give some level of clarity to that. So the issue of COP, the COP called the Conference of Parties, it started way back in 1991. The whole world came together, world leaders, and they went for a summit called the Rio Summit. And at that summit, they developed 3 conventions. World leaders can be able to address issues that are pertaining to health, well-being, and environmental sustainability. So they came up with the Conference on Climate Change called the UNFCCC, which countries that are signatory to that identical agreement, they are called parties. So parties means countries that are signatory. So Liberia is also signatory to the UNFCCC on the Paris Agreement. And at the Rio Convention, they also had another convention on biodiversity, and they had another convention on desertification. So these are the 3 Rio conventions that came up during the convention in 1991, and 1995 was the first COP in Germany. So from that moment upward, there have been a lot of COP. So COP 29 was the 29th of the parties that make countries that are signatory. So we have close to 195 countries around the world that are signatory to the identical convention, especially the Paris Agreement. So the Paris Agreement was an agreement that was also signed in 2015 to be able to have another measure on how countries can be able to address the issue of climate change from a holistic and countrywide or position. So the issue of how it is rotated based on region, it is rotated based on consensus as well. So COP27 was held in Africa, in Egypt.
29, right?
COP27. So we
27,
have a
okay.
COP in Africa. I just want to
Okay,
make a
27.
clarity that we had a COP in Africa with a COP27, and COP29, COP28 was in Dubai,
Too
and
bad.
COP29 was in Baku, UAE.
Baku. So now, what is the importance of Liberia becoming part of COP 29, like we're talking about right now? Why is it important right now?
Okay, so I'm going to share some perspective on that, and then my colleagues will also go ahead. And like I said, Liberia is signatory to the convention. So being signatory to the convention, it means that you are a member, and you also have to be part of that identical negotiation process. So the whole process is a multilateral climate policy that bring countries together to be able to negotiate on a specific thing. So there are a lot of thematic issues that countries discuss on. But the key focus around the discussion on COP, on the UNFCCC, is how we can be able to reduce carbon emission. Because we understand that the world today is experiencing climate change and the emission is very high. So we are looking at how we can have an emission of 1.5 degrees Celsius. So parties go to COP to be able to discuss on what measures can we put in place. And one of the mechanisms that came was how countries can be able to develop their NDCs. So the NDC is the national determined contribution that tell how you as a country you are going to reduce your carbon emission within your country, and what steps are you going to take, and what are the financing requirements that are necessary to be able to achieve that. So Liberia over the time had developed our NDC. So we developed our first NDC called the INDC. So from the INDC, we went on to the NDC phase. We were NDC 2.0. And currently in country, we are doing start take on our NDC 2.0. We did the youth start take, the CSO start take, and to be able to validate what are the improvement with our NDCs and everything. And so from the NDC perspective, we tell the world, especially the UNFCCC, how Liberia as a country going to reduce carbon emissions, and what are those mechanisms, what are those finance resources that we need to be able to to address that. So within our NDC, we'll cross-cut two areas. We look at the adaptation process and we look at the mitigation process. So for adaptation is how can we be able to adapt to the challenges of climate change, and how can we build local community resilience, and what financing do we need to be able to do that? And for mitigation is how can we reduce that? And these come from various sectors. You look at the transport sector, the waste sectors, the health sector, the coastal zones. They are up together in Liberia NDC. We have 9 sectors that we are working across to be able to reduce our emissions. So Liberia play a key role to that because Liberia holds 43% of the Upper Guinea forest approximately, and that tells us that we have the cake to the world. Then because the world needs the forest to reduce emission, you know that forests serve as a carbon sink that sifts out emissions from the atmosphere. So Liberia play a key role in the issue when it comes to the climate change negotiation. So I think my colleague will be able to give some perspective.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, what is the question again? Say the importance of Liberia being part of COP.
Part of COP 2029.
So, like, you look at the issue of climate change, we are all being affected globally. What is happening in Guinea, Africa, America, the impact affect every one of us. When America was developing during the industrial revolution, you realize that they were emitting a lot of carbons in the air. And today we are being affected by these things. And this one Liberia is part of the COP29, the COP, because we are signatory to the treaty that was signed. Okay. So Liberia is fighting to help mitigate our carbon emission within our country. So and these things we are being affected by these things because of our interaction with the environment, how we live in the environment, the things we do in the environment is what affects us today. So we are trying to mitigate these things. It's why Liberia will be centered at that level.
Yeah. So over the time, if you observed, what been happening is that we've been having this challenge when it comes to the climate change. Let's assume probably we are expecting the rainy season to start from somewhere like June, and then we've been observing that because of climate change, at times we observe the rain coming in the dry season time, right? So you've been part of such organizations. What have been your own mechanism? What's the way forward? What are some measures? Or what's the message to citizens that you think they are abide to go by some of these rules and regulations? What's the way forward? How can we handle such stuff?
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I want to say I will place the responsibility on the government first.
Everything will be politics on the government
first.
Okay.
And this non-political.
Okay.
And
So you have to put the disclaimer there.
It's not political, but still the government.
Yeah, reason being they are the highest authority.
Okay.
They have the power to do anything. They have the power to for policy implementation. We as advocates, we can just do what we have to do, what we want to do. So we go to them, we lay our plight, and they will, see reason to have it implemented. So that's the first thing. The government needs to be in the know. And so they should be willing to help us to implement whatsoever we want to do. So
Okay.
go.
Okay. Your questions were, as an organization, what mechanism are we putting into place? Like earlier, I stated some of the programs that we run at Eco Climate Initiative, the Eco Interface. The Eco Interface will be up very soon again. This is a program that will interact with nature, explore nature heritage, how we can preserve our heritage. Like my brother mentioned, that we have 43% of the Upper Guinea forest. What are we doing in our forest? We reserve but people are not benefiting from the forest. So these are the program we host. My program host Eco Interface, or the Eco Equity that talk about women empowerment through climate change, through climate action. We provide awareness education to students. Currently we're doing a program that is called the School for Climate. That is called in 5 different schools, providing climate educations on how to mitigate that waste, on how to manage the environment, and these things are the basic things we are focusing on right now to get the message out, because things you don't know about it also affects you.
Okay, so you go a bit to the government over the time. The government been seeing it necessary to come in or to embrace or such ideas as it relates to climate change?
Uh, yes, the government, like, we can say everything, 100% should be, because we
Okay.
have responsibility to play, especially as a CSO in the space. And I think one of our key responsibilities is to be able to raise the alarm and influence the policy. Because we cannot make the policy, but we can influence the policy. And then to also raise the awareness, sensitize the community, because the government will not be at the level at which the CSO are at the community level. So we are first responder when it comes to the community level.
Okay, 777-176, 770-1735. The number to call. Talk to the team.